welcome back to Camper Cooking. Today we're going to be smoking some ribs. Now, this is a recipe that I got from my sister. I think she got it off a Traeger website or off of a smoker that they have. But anyway, it involves utilizing garlic, sage, rosemary, and thyme, and fixing up the ribs. So we have fresh sage, rosemary, and thyme, and we're going to strip this off, and then we're going to go on to the next step. We washed our herbs, and we're going to do 3 full racks of baby back ribs, and we got the 5 cloves of garlic ready, about approximately a cup in the leaf form of sage, fresh sage, 3/4 of a cup or so of fresh rosemary, and probably half a cup of fresh thyme. And then we're just going to use some kosher salt, and we're going to make a kind of rough paste with this. Going to chop it all up real fine and make a paste to put on, a rub basically to put on the ribs. So first I'm just chopping up rather finely the individual herbs. See, the aroma of these fresh herbs is amazing. Especially when you start cutting on them and they release those oils. It is just wow. So we have all our herbs chopped up now. I'm just going to mix them together and then mix them with salt to make it a coarse paste, and I'll show you that when we get the paste together. Okay, so I'm just going to pour this coarse salt over it, and probably a couple of tablespoons. It's probably enough. Now we just mix all this up into a kind of a coarse paste.
It's interesting how the salt is absorbing the oil.
Yeah, it makes it, the herbs are a little damp. The oil really makes the salt stick to them. I always pull the membrane off the ribs. A little trick that I learned from Steve Reichland. If you have trouble gripping it, get you a paper towel or something else and just discard that. I pull it off because it's the skin that prevents the herbs from soaking into the meat on the rib side. Once I remove the membrane from the rib side, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to salt and pepper both sides, and then coat them with a light coat of vegetable oil. That way the herbs will stick to the ribs really, really nicely. I'm going to salt the ribs with some coarse kosher salt and some black pepper. And then I'm going to oil it. Make sure to rub the oil on the ends and on the ends of the bones. And on the rib side, the bone side, I'll use about a third of my third and for the rub on the bone side. Okay, I'm gonna salt the meat side. Okay. Black pepper. And oil and rub it in on this side. This is just vegetable oil. You can use olive oil if you like, but I like the light vegetable oil. And then use the 2/3 of my third on the meat side for the rub. Just work it into the meat, make it stick to the oil. Now I'm going to smoke these tomorrow. So I've done the seasoning this evening, and I'm going to wrap them all up in foil and put them in the refrigerator overnight just so they can marinate overnight. Well, we've got our ribs ready now. They've been marinating in the herbs overnight, so they're ready to go into the smoker. My family likes their ribs fall off the bone done, so we utilize the 3-2-1 method of preparing ribs, which is 3 hours uncovered in the smoker, then cover them back up in foil, smoke them basically bake them for another 2 hours, and then the last hour on a little bit higher temperature on the grill. So after 3 hours of full smoke, we take the ribs out, wrap them in foil, but add a tablespoon of butter to each one, plus a half a cup of white grape juice split amongst the three, and wrap them back up and put them back in the smoker for 2 hours.
I noticed you also shifted. Is there a reason why you shifted the order on the shelves?
Just to even out the cooking.
All right.
The most difficult thing in that part is to make sure you don't tear the aluminum foil when you're putting the ribs back on the rack in the smoker, because it's very thin. If you rip the aluminum foil, the juices just drain out of it, and that's what you don't want to happen. All right, after 2 hours of this, then it's just it'll be the final step. The last step of the ribs is on the grill at about 350 degrees for 20 minutes to 30 minutes, just to get them all done, and then warm them up a little bit.
Our family really enjoyed the ribs.